Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Today's top story draws in on a rather controversial political tussle that's actually stirring up the South African political landscape. The Democratic Alliance, which is South Africa's official opposition, has actually sparked anger from ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa after reaching out to the United States government in an unprecedented move. Hello everyone, my name is Naledi Mfoloe and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Today we dive deep into the currents of information, from the pulse of politics to the heartbeat of entertainment. We've got it all covered, so please stay tuned for a news experience like no other. At the heart of this complex narrative is the Democratic Alliance's bold move to pen a letter directly to the U.S. government, a communication extending beyond the traditional embrace of regional oversight, to request international observation of the country's electoral process. This action has not only drawn a rebuke from current ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, but has also started political discourse of outrage and anxiety. Now, observing from a personal point of view, I do think that the allegations of this disingenuous actions by the DA actually echoes with a sense of betrayal to some and actually a tactical stride toward transparencies to others. Now, President Ramaphosa's characterization of the DA's action as almost trying to sell our country presents a perspective deeply rooted in a national pride and defense of supreme democratic processes. Now, it reflects concern over the possibility of external influence and indirect trust in regional entities like the South African Development Community and the African Union and the United Nations, which have been monitoring the South Africans' elections for years without external interference. Let's take a look.
The DA's letter to the United States government is quite disingenuous, and it is actually almost trying to mortgage our country to other powers in the world. We have our regional organizations. We have SADC, we have the African Union, and indeed we have the United Nations as well. They always come to monitor our elections, and in fact we invite them.
Now, at this point, the dialogue breaks out with the power of the ANC's stance as spokesperson Mahlengu Bengus Mstiri voices outrage over the DA's appeal to foreign entities, which has been viewed as a dramatic and unnecessary step. Now, the ANC's reaction underscores a perceived ultimate importance in managing its own electoral oversight, now calling into question the motives behind DA's opening to international powers. Let's see.
The Democratic Alliance has never been committed to South Africa, but it is an extension of those that want to continue pursuing neo-colonization of South Africa, of Africa, and even undermining our own institutions by actually making a call for a government to come to South Africa.
Now, I do think this isn't just about inviting external observers, but this is about trust in our institutions and perhaps even more critically, perceptions of neo-colonial influence. Now, critics suggest the DA's actions open doors for interference and undermine regional unity, while advocates argue for the transparency such an initiative could bring. Yet, we must ask ourselves, at what cost to South Africa's autonomy. Contrastly, though, Emma Powell of the DA has offered a counter-narrative anchoring the request within the framework of global norms by invoking the term international best practice. Now, she argues that the invitation of international observers is not a disorder, but rather a standard protocol aimed at ensuring the integrity and the fairness of the electoral process. Now, this defense suggests transparency over tradition. Let's take a look.
Now, I must just state on the record that we have full faith in the IEC's ability to run a free and fair election. But it is, of course, international practice that nations from both the global north and the global south send election observers and monitors, and this is the call that we are reiterating. Lastly, we are, as I've said in my letter, becoming increasingly concerned, especially with some of the rhetoric and the sentiments that we're seeing on platforms like X, for deliberate dis- and misinformation campaigns that are sponsored by malign foreign actors to potentially attempt to interfere with our election, and we have further asked for support in mitigating against those risks.
Emma, your statement sounds contradictory in a manner. Firstly, because you say you have complete faith in the IEC, then you as the DA or multi-party charter have taken it upon yourselves, which isn't standard.
This complication reflects not just a differing perspective on electoral supervision, but also the broader controversy over the perceived need for and the potential risk of international involvement in national elections. Now, the question that naturally arises from these observations is whether this incident is a sign of shifting paradigm in South African politics or a mere moment of contention soon to be reconciled within its enduring democratic systems.
But there's a strong violation, serious violation of the POPIA Act. Our comrades, their ID numbers are every day out there for anybody to see. Anyone can go and open accounts in their name. Anybody can perform illicit acts, using their IDs. So it is a serious matter, and this is a matter that we really call upon the IEC to intensify this investigation and be able to give comfort to the African National Congress.
Now, as this discourse unfolds, the commitment to South Africa's democratic integrity remains the common ground across this divide, even as the methods to safeguard it continue to be vigorously debated. Only time will tell as South Africa continues to chart its course in a global landscape where the lines between national power and international cooperation are increasingly under examination. Now, will the call for international observers bear fruit, or will it fade in the face of loyal domestic resistance? We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about this? And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and engage in the comment section. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye for now.